I'm gonna crash out. No, this is okay. So this was edited over here. You see this? You see this? This was edited. This was edited. This is already working. Okay? And I was complaining like, the beginning of the video, everything was just trash, so I was not gonna show it. But then and now the recording software is not working, so I don't know what to do. I'm just crashing. Just enjoy the video. It starts at Rhoners furniture store. God dang it! It's nothing. Why is it not hiding, HUD? I'm doing everything, dude. What do you want from me, dude? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Hide what? It's not here. It's not here. God dang it! God dang it! It is going to be the start of our liminal adventure. Because of one certain reason. It was the iconic site of the first backrooms location. And just by looking around, you can already tell that this is a very nice recreation of what Rhoners most likely look like. Especially with the basement, which I didn't even know was here. But apparently every other map makes. Okay. Shutting the door down here. We will go back upstairs. A bathroom without a mirror, and it looks like it's clipping into the wall, which is very telling of this place. Rhoners is was a place in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I don't know if they had the Cadillac thing going on constantly, because that's what I was wondering, where the sound was coming from. But anyways, I will try to make a script based on Oshkosh because I don't know that much. I'm recording for the sake of recording, and I will most likely either pause the recording and research, or I will let editing me do the work. Either or, I will be suffering. Okay, so took me a bit, but after researching for a while, there isn't much on the original owner, Rhoner, but I have heard a couple of things, how he was very precise on how he wanted this place to look. That's why it looked like this. He hired contractors to do this stuff, and he had the business for around 50 to 30 years, I think. When, in 2002, it changed to a hobby store, which is what it is today on Oregon Street in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. But mainly, this place is lost to time, which isn't the only place we'll be going to today that's lost to time. But it's just the start. I always see like this, and it just reminds me of like Sears. When I was younger, the one of my first memories of when I was younger is it was around Christmas time because I remember there was a Santa at the top of the escalators in my old Sears, and I would run up the stairs and my family would be chasing after me, and then I would jump on the other escalator and laugh as I went down. I don't know how that ended though, but I do remember that happening. And surprisingly, I didn't know this, but my Sears closed in like 2018, which is weird because I thought it was closed forever, but apparently it's only been closed as long as I has been able to drive, I guess. Which hasn't been too long, but you know. I don't know if there's an actual elevator in this building, but on the blueprints there was a wheelchair accessible parking space. So maybe there was. Maybe there was a place like that. But over here is, I guess, an extension of the store. I don't know. On Google Earth, I don't think it's here anymore. It could be just a whole other section of the store, but I could see this. It's usually when you go to downtown areas, there's places like this. And they would have furniture here, a door right here, and the door would be like a plain like white wall with like a doorknob on it, so you wouldn't be able to see it. Which I'm just explaining what that is. I gotta explain what this is. This is what they use in furniture stores to, you know, show off lamps and stuff. So what this could have been is a lamp room or just an electronic room overall. Like if you would see a Best Buy or a Walmart, they would probably have these to plug in the TV wall. So this could have been a TV wall, fridge wall, just appliance overall. And I am being autistic over this stuff, so let's just keep moving. Alright, the door is locked, so there might be a key, or it might just be locked because they don't know. Which is both explainable. What about this? The bathroom with the Cadillac music in the background. Another bathroom, which we don't need to care about. I just had a memory right here. When I was younger, I believe around 14, my mom was having a Christmas party at one of her work friends' house, and they had this corner next to their theater room, which it was like a four-story mansion with like a pool house, which I was very jealous of. I was exploring that crap, but they had this theater room, and right outside of it, it was a cubby with nothing in it except like a box. Of course, I didn't want to open and pry through their stuff, but of course, it was just a cable sticking out, and it looked exactly like this right here, this color. But the wall was that exact color, while every other wall looked like this, which is weird. But it did have these lights somehow. Um, let's continue. That door's locked. Whoa. Just, overall. Yeah, how do you get that cool scene? It was so stupid. I just wanted to do it because it reminded me of, I'll put his channel in the description because I'm basing this off of him because he's really good at this stuff. But I'm just gonna be doing liminal spaces for the rest of my career mainly. Um, but what I was trying to get at is this window right here. During one of my contracting work trips, which is something I do now, it doesn't pay a lot, but that's besides the point. We had the window right here, and it was like glossed over exactly like this, and the lights were shining through it, so it constantly looks so like liminal. I know it's gonna be overuse of that word, but it's a fun word. Say it 20 times fast. Liminal. I'm not. Anyways, but there was one bed and then another bed because it was a motel, obviously. But the bathroom light was out. It was just all like weird. And you know, I overpaid, obviously. But you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. What's that? I'm guessing that's a map glitch. Alright, we are now in Rhoners. I'm guessing this is like an air vent column, but I did not see an air vent anywhere. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now it's hitting me. Like, stuff like this. Um, I remember, I think it was like an old thrift store. Yeah, an old thrift store in my town that doesn't exist anymore. But I remember one day, me and my grandparents walked into it, and there was a old retro computer, which is weird because it was just in the corner of the room, alright? Past all the sold couches and stuff that had like the sold tag on them. It was a retro computer just sitting in the corner of the room, untouched, dust covering it, and I wanted it so bad so I could play Gary's mod, and I was sadly unable to get it. And it, you know, it was very sad, but the corner it was in looked exactly like this, with the wall and stuff. So I don't know what that place was. It could have been a furniture store, or it could have just been a thrift store for the rest of my life. I have no clue. But it reminded me of that. Let's continue. More showrooms, obviously. Pretty cool, to be honest with you. I always want to find a abandoned furniture store. Maybe if I ever do find one, I'll upload it to the channel, obviously. Whoa! Why would you need Is that real? So weird. Anyways, here we are. The iconic photo. Uh, it's debated on if this is the exact place it was in, but yeah, right there, I think. It was around something like that. But this is the iconic photo that started the liminal space and backrooms idea. Of course, liminal spaces have been around forever because we as humans always have a point A to point B to go to. So it could be a road or something. But this is where like the big boom of it started. This weird location, this weird photo that it felt like, oh wait, there's a heart. That's cute. This weird photo that just boomed into everything else. There's the Cadillac thing again. God dang it. I can't escape it. But I'm sorry, I stopped because I didn't know the heart at first, but I stopped because of the green carpet. I really love green carpet. I don't know why we as humans ever strayed away from freaking colored carpet. Like yellow carpet, red carpet, green carpet. We went to this pattern like Russian design when we could have just went back and like to 1970s design, 1980s. I think it was 70s and then 80s. I don't know, maybe colored carpet was always like popular. But green carpet is just so amazing to me. I love green carpet so much. It's just so fun. Alright, let's see what we got. I don't know what you'd put here. Would this be a window aesthetic? I don't know. But I think there should have been a window over here. Because, unless it's on the other side. I saw some photos of Rhoners. Of course, I don't know the exact thing. But, I think the original guy that took the photos said he took the backrooms photo right here. Which is weird, because this is how you get to the second floor. And this is where the hobby track is now. Which is like an RC track going around. Which I think the RC track's over here now. But he said it was taken here. But I think it would make more sense if it was taken back here, because I don't think there was a step. Unless there was, and I'm just stupid. I will look over the photo like 20 times. And maybe I'll edit myself. But I think it was over here. Alright. God, I love colored carpet, dude. It is just so fun. Why did we... Whoa. Anyways, why do we as humans like ever move away from color? Look at it! It gives like the room so much vibrancy. And like so much fun. We moved to this bland carpet, which I don't mind, but that was then. Like we don't have carpet. Like a lot of places don't have carpet anymore for some reason. Which I understand it's hard to clean, but it's so much fun. Carpet is so much fun. I remember a lot of places I've been. I would run, like when I was younger, I would go to a friend's house and he would have carpet on the floor. And he had these stairs that went up to his second floor in his playroom. It's very weird, but I think his brother filmed it. So if I find his brother's video, I will definitely show it, like right now. But those stairs, I would me and him and his brother, his younger one, which is like a middle child. Me, him and his brother, not his older one, as I said. We would go up those stairs in a pillow. But there was like so many pillows. And I remember one time I asked his brother if he could bring up the football chair, which was like a football, and it had like a step stool in it. And I remember he was like, no, we're actually gonna get in trouble for that. But he grabbed the pillow, he went down, I went down, and then my friend went down. And then his brother went down again, and he hit the light and it broke, which is pretty funny. Um, but yeah, think that's all we have to explore here. We could travel around to see if we missed anything. But you know what? Let's try. Let's see if we missed anything. Of course, we have the elevator over there, staircase up over there. We have the autumn room over here, which I don't understand this room. I don't know if there's an actual photo of this room, but I don't think there is. Whoa. Ah yes, ye old shipping dock, which is a very nice place. I don't think Rhoner was a money launderer, but most mattress stores are. That's why you sell furniture, not mattresses. But I literally think that's all. God dang it! Why does this happen? Sorry. Anyways, what I was trying to convey in this editing portion is that I am only going to show a couple of clips from the next map. Yeah, I apologize for the screaming, but let's continue. I need to grab a crowbar. Anyways, we are now on Zombie Mall, which is a pretty iconic place. So let's go. I've never had an arcade in one of my malls. Okay, well my game just froze for this second there. That wasn't fun. I've never had an arcade in one of my malls. And sadly, I don't think I watched this one in theaters. I watched the second one in theaters, obviously. But I do remember having a laser tag place. And there was this one commercial that used to play on TV, and it absolutely scared me every time it played. It had this man, and he would point his laser up, and he had these visors on, but it was like a Pepsi Man type man. He was fully gray, and it had like this rock, like this, I don't know how to describe it, dubstep, like electronic music in the background. God, it was horrifying when I was younger. Now I just can't find it anywhere. It's lost media, which I wish I had it. I need to check up on that place. You know what? Next time, okay. I don't know why my game is doing that. It was doing perfectly fine on the last map. Maybe this map's too big. But sorry. I'm talking, and I should just get to what I'm seeing. I really don't go into jeweler places. I know a lot of abandoned malls have these places, but they're just smashed. Every single one I go into is smashed. I don't know why people break glass. I mean, I guess it's fun in autism, but like usually these things are just tempered glass, so you have to like throw a fire extinguisher through it to actually do something. So it's really difficult. Well, I say check out that guy. He'll probably help. Express. I don't think I ever had one of these. Ah, yes. The fluorescent lights. Is this open? Nope. God, how'd they do that? That's such good ambience. I remember getting in one of these and just feeling like these curtains make me feel so uncomfortable. Anyone can just open it at any time, and you would be none the wiser. That's why I hated going shows clothes. Oh my god, I can't speak. That's why I hated going clothes shopping. It just felt so uncomfortable. Alright. I never had a liquor store in one of my malls. Like, seriously. I have two malls in my town that I know of. One is like a business center now because the other took it out of business. But the center one, you can literally just walk through it. I don't think there's anyone that actually cares about that place. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. I don't. She's just gonna keep barking for the foreseeable future. Here's a Subway. I never worked at Subway. I worked at a southern fast food place called Jack's. But that was it. Taco Bell. Oh my God. The stories I could tell about Taco Bell. It is one of my favorite fast food places ever. I will never get like I'll never get bored of Taco Bell. They have such good food. I don't know what they put in it, but it's usually so good. And usually when I order, oh, oh, that's not fun. Anyways, usually when I order, I always think the price is gonna be more than, what um what I think it's gonna be, but it's usually lower. Like if it's 20, I think it's gonna be like 22, but usually it's like 15, and I'm like, what? How? How are y'all still in business? Burger King tops McDonald's. Don't argue. Don't argue. It's so much better. The only thing better than Burger King is Five Guys. I know that's really weird to say to most people because most people just don't understand. I feel like Burger King cares about their customers more than McDonald's. They have like a lot of options. Oh my God. Get rid of the bacon. I don't really like bacon. It makes me feel fat. But get rid of the bacon and a mushroom and Swiss Whopper. Oh, I love mushroom and Swiss. It's so good. Nothing beats mushroom and Swiss burgers, dude. Nothing. That's who. Jesus Christ. Turn that off. Turn it off. Turn off. Off. Okay. Good God. I can't hit anything or my game just starts lagging, dude. Isn't this destructible? I usually love. Alright. Alright, well, I guess it isn't. I remember when I used to work at Jack's, I would sit in the back during my food break in the freezer because no one would bother you, so you could get like 5 minutes off of your 30-minute food break. And you know what's funny? I still didn't get paid for my food breaks. Like I would get 30 minutes of a food break, and it wouldn't be paid. I never had a Burger King in a mall. I think not a Burger King, but mhm. And a Burger King. I don't think I've ever had a Burger King in a mall. Huh? Oh, that's weird. Can I get back in, please? Thank you. Time to continue. The last map we have today is I'll put all the maps in I know it's like abhorrent spaces. And what we're starting in is something that reminds me of my grandparents' first house. Of course, it was like an apartment complex. There's one, I don't know what they're called. It's kind of a duplex where both people live in like a same building, but they're like separated by a wall. So I'll say like an apartment idea. But it was two houses, both connected in one building, and they lived there. And the back rooms reminded me of that when I first saw it. I was like, that reminds me of home, dude. The carpet was yellow, I remember that, and the wallpapers were yellow. It was like yellow wallpaper. It was made in like the 70s, I think. And I remember watching Wipeout, playing Wipeout on my DS all the time. And I would just go there and relax. And one day they moved because they bought a house. They didn't stay in the house long though. But the second house wasn't as liminal. It was very liminal, I'll say that. But instead of carpet, it was tile, which I hate tile, as you know. But it was still liminal because you would just walk around and there would be so many open spaces because they didn't have a lot. So just seeing this reminds me of that old couch propped up against the wall with like a blanket covering it, and how I would try to sleep there, but then run and sleep with my grandparents when I was scared. But let's explore. That door's locked. Whew. All right. Okay. A pillar in the middle of the room. That's kind of scary. a little bit delay. Alright, my game's just choosing the lag, but I don't blame it. Libet's delay by the caretaker. These are 3D rendered images, by the way. Well, 3D rendered models. What they would do is cover something with a blanket, and boom, that's how you get it. I love this song. This song reminds me of just childhood overall. Alright, well that isn't modeled, but you know what? I'll take it. It's just nice seeing all this. It reminds me of a place shutting down, or an old ballroom where people used to chill and hang out. A conference room in a hotel that will no longer be used again. The time for it has long passed, but yet the chairs for who sat in it still render. Well, remain, my bad. Render is a bad word. Let's continue. We have 3 more doors. They may lead to the same place, they may not. They do. Long hallway right there. What? Whoa, what? It's an exit sign. Well, we'll come back to that. Does this door open? No. This reminds me of, like, I think my old theater used to have one of these rooms. It was a long carpeted, well, curtained hallway. It could have been that, or it could have been someplace I was in show choir, like in an old school. It does remind me of something. Can't remember. This also brings back memories. It could have been an office space, though. I think it reminds me of when my dad used to work at an army base, and it was like an office of some sorts. Or maybe it's my mom's old office when she worked with the courthouse. I see a hole in the wall over here. Is that? No. It does remind me. There's a hole. Let's see where this leads. Ah! Yeah, this reminds me of the house again. I remember going there to my grandparents' house every day, and I would sit on their computer. That fan is also really... That's like my fan, actually. What the crap? My fan has 4 lights, though, so not too much alike. I wish I had one. Oh. Oh, good God. Oh, good God, I shouldn't have done that. Is this like a Doom map where I'm gonna have to, like, click around? I don't like the ambience in that room. Alright, here we go. To the exit. Trash can. Oh, oh no, no way. This does remind... Okay, well that's pretty loud. I'll get to that. This reminds me of that house again, but it had a window right here over the sink, and you would see the back like area, and there's this door that if you opened it, it was literally just a drop. There's no steps or anything. It was just a drop. It was pretty. Uh, we'll come back to that. What's? All right, I thought I saw an eye. I could be hallucinating though. Fireplace. I don't have a lot of memories of fireplaces, to be honest with you. It's weird. Now it's an amalgamation of memories I don't have. I think now I'm in someone else's mind, not just mine. Oh no, 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 we're back, we're back. I remember this. Okay. I don't make this map, by the way, but we do share the same ideas. I remember going to hotels when I was younger, and one time I don't remember going there. One time, my old childhood friend and me, we were going to Six Flags in I think Georgia or something. I don't know. I don't know the closest Six Flags, to be honest, but I went there and I showed him videos of people on roller coasters. Like, you know how old YouTube was? It was horrifying. Wasteland of horrifying roller coaster accidents. And we were horrified to ride roller coasters the entire trip. I scared him so bad just so I didn't have to get on a ride. I was such a prick. But we swam in the pool, and I remember he was like, "Want to race to our room?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we started running down the hall, and he won obviously. And I think he was a football player for the longest time, but not professionally, of course. I don't know where he is. I hope he's doing well. Hmm. All these rooms are locked. This one isn't. Huh. Reminds me of my ex's house. Let's continue. Ooh. That also reminds me of the movie theater. I would run down the hall to get to the emergency. Like, I remember my family, we would always be too impatient to go back to the lobby, which I am not. I'm not impatient to go back to the lobby. I think the lobby is the best part of the whole experience because you get to enter where you came from with new knowledge. But we would always leave through the emergency exits, and I always remember these lights being horrifying to me because we would walk out and we would just see them, and I would be like, "Oh my God, that's the only thing illuminating us from the darkness of the world." But now it's time to venture into something I've never been in. A tunnel. Oh, private. Um, I was gonna read the sign, but whatever. I've never been in a sunflower field. Is it fun? I always get too scared to go through fields. I remember I always wanted to go through a cornfield, but I was always too scared, so I never went. Why am I hearing fluorescent lights? Something's off here. Whoa! What? Oh, nah, you gave me too much fun. Nah, don't tease me like that, dude. Ah, you're evil. At least do this one. Come on. Aw. Whoa. That's weird. I remember, I don't have much stories about places like this. I remember I used to have friends. They were like foster care, and they used to go to my elementary school, and they lived in a place like this. And I think the closest thing I have to experience like that is maybe my sister. Other than that, I don't. We're back at where we started. Um, okay. Uh, it's a lot more distorted now. Let's continue. Arcade machines and a ball pit hallway. Huh. Think this opens? No entry. God, I can barely read that. Ceiling's so claustrophobic, making me unnerved. And a large fall. Something's not right. Let's continue. Oh. Where am I? How do I get out? Am I supposed to fly? Oh no. Now we're back here. Weird. How did we always get here? Well, I guess we can just skip this now. Whew, we got it. There it is again. Womp rat? Huh. There. Let's enter again. Let's try and get some answers. Maybe we have to go to door to door. I'm not one with mazes. They're kind of difficult for me. That's weird. We should have clipped. Maybe it's over here. Maybe not. I feel like something's hiding from me. Like I'm more scared of it than it is me. Or maybe it's the opposite way around. I'm not really that scared. But I do want to figure out what's going on. There we are. I almost just peed myself. I thought that was a guy. What about the hall? Nah, nothing. At least of note, of course. We're here. A chair facing a... I live in a town like this. Of course the wind never blows this bad. This sounds like a snowstorm. What? Hello? And we're back here. Weird. How do we get there? Exit. An exit that goes nowhere. All these doors are not working. Huh. This place shouldn't even exist. And yet, I'm here. Do you ever think that if we went back in time and showed someone this, they would think it's real? I don't. Of course they wouldn't understand it, but they'll think it at least is a work of art. Of course, over time, they would probably excuse it on something else, like, oh, that's a beautiful painting that moves, and then, oh, that is a work of art that I cannot comprehend. But if you show it to a caveman, yeah, he'll probably die. Like, instantly. He'll probably lose his mind. But we've already been here. Weird. You know, I'm trying... Is this? No. Weird. I'm trying everything I can. Nothing seems to work. I was gonna say this would be the last map, but I feel like it's too short. And I feel like y'all deserve more. So instead, I will be doing one more map. Let's leave from this one and go into the next. Here we are in our last map, which is GM Weird Play. Oh, okay. Guess I might almost spoil the surprise there. This is GM Weird Places. And I do feel like this is a weird place. I mean, especially for this vending machine. Can it move over? No? Pressing it doesn't do anything. Huh. Really don't have anything that replicates this. Maybe maybe an old video, maybe? I've seen. Oh. Okay. Yeah. light switch. That computer doesn't do anything. What's in here? Huh. Confused, but blood. That's not good. Something was here, is here with me. The blood leads nowhere. It's a black wall. No music. No nothing. Pure isolation. We'll leave the door open. Oh my god, I can't even speak. We'll leave the doors open. Just make sure nothing's following. An office space? Hmm. I don't think I can get up there. I would say it's been left alone. Oh! Alright. Huh. Weird. Is that the way up? Is this map short? It's too late to leave. Something's here with us. That's that's even closer to what my grandparents' house used to look like. They even have an old TV on the kitchen counter that they would use for recipes. Maybe just a wall separating the rooms and it would be exact. Except for the window. It has quieted down significantly, so I will get back to what I was thinking. The clocks on the wall most likely symbolize time, and they don't even have hands, which is, I guess it could be symbolic of how we can't control time. Now this I do not understand. Click here to learn more. Pressing E. Huh. Let's continue. Sorry, it was getting too loud again. Danger, confined space. Oh, whatever. I've been in worse. This is actually cleaner than what I usually am in. Huh. Guessing this leads to the top of the slide. What was that? That's not breakable. Something else is here with us. Alright, we are now in the air vent. There's blood. Oh. I'm guessing this was the previous resident. We should be fine. I mean, other than the other noise. There's still blood. Okay. No, we could have just walked. Alright. Alright, for our last location we have Apollo's resting place. I didn't read much of the description of this map. I probably should have, because I just got my eardrums destroyed by the base. But maybe it's some significance to someone. So let's figure it out together, shall we? Doors are closed. Nothing is opening. Meaning we should go downstairs. Except, well, that door's locked. What about that? Is that openable? No. We should. Oh. What? Huh. Don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Oh my god. Hmm. Can't leave. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's a small map, but I think it's a good place to end. As this video comes to an end. I hope everyone is doing alright tonight. And wherever the world takes you, remember to just stick with it. You'll be alright. And as always, just keep pushing forward. Goodbye, everyone. See you guys next time.